Hello and welcome. So, this is something very different. Um, I managed to see Dune. It's not actually out yet in the United Kingdom or in a number of other countries, but I just figured I'd do a quick video on it. I am very critical of films, so yeah, I've always got a lot to say about them, and it's been suggested that I should do video content before anyway. So I'm just gonna try this out. This isn't usually what I put on the channel, it's mostly just strategy games and action stuff. But I kind of like talking about films, so I'm actually going to do it for June because I'm not going to be massively negative. This is also going to be no spoilers up to when I add a spoiler tag, so you should be able to avoid any unnecessary spoilerage. But I just wanted to mention a few key points and see what everyone else thought. So if you are a Dune fan or a sci-fi fan, or if you're on the fence about watching the film, then this is probably going to be very informative for you, and I'll try and keep that all before the spoilers. Okay, so firstly, I think people have written this film off because it hasn't got an insane box office opening. Like, it opened in France for some bizarre reason first. I've no idea why that was. This is Box Office Mojo, which is one of the most reliable sources for getting like total income from films. We don't really know everything because they don't tell you everything, but that's just how it is. On the screen, I just used a poster from the promotion stuff, and on the other side, it's the actual cover art for the soundtrack, which you can buy for June. And that's going to be one of the things that I want to talk about. So, on one hand, I'm not sure what I really think about this film, but on the other hand, I really, really enjoyed it, which is rare for me. I'm usually it's rubbish, it's great, I can't stand it, it's bad. I don't have many mincing going on when it comes to films. It's not work. They have gender swapped a few characters, but they haven't changed those characters by doing so. So that is perfectly fine. It is a oddity with the music. I can feel what they're going for. So they apparently had some custom instruments made for the music, and they've kind of mixed in some bagpipe music. But I really don't like bagpipe music. So I imagine if you're Scottish, you might actually love the new sound if you really appreciate that kind of music. It didn't sound bad. It just kind of felt off-putting, I guess, is the way I'm going to describe it. But that could just be my pre-bias towards that kind of music that they've integrated into it. And it also, this film kind of ends in a Game of Thrones style kind of. It just stops. There's no like, this is the end or to be continued or anything like that. So yeah, that is. I felt pretty weird about that, to be honest with you, because there was such a build up of things happening. And I guess there is a lot happening, and that's the thing. It's a big book with a lot going on, um, and it kind of makes you feel like it needs to be even longer. This could have been better as a TV show than an actual film because you're very limited in the cinema. You can only have so long, and this is 2.5 hours. Like, it didn't feel to me like if you were a complete newcomer, I don't think you'd fully understand some of the stuff that was going on in the background of this film. So that is a little disappointing. But on the plus side, we have actually broke 100 million for June, so it probably will get a sequel. So there's going to be closure, I feel, to some of the stuff. Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to describe it. It feels like there's a lack of closure at the end of this film, in my opinion, and not much explanation for some of the things. But that could always just be added to the second film, I guess. So yeah, I don't really want to spoil anything. I would say it's very true to the books, so that is great in my opinion because like I don't believe in artists reinventing things. I know there's a lot of films where directors think that they should put their own spin on something to say it's theirs, and I made this succeed because I did X, Y, and Z, and added this to the backdrop of what you're seeing now. So yeah, I don't really like that kind of stuff. I prefer if I want to go and see a book film, I want to see a film that is true to the book. I guess the exception being Lord of the Rings, because I like the reinterpretation of Lord of the Rings and I can understand why they cut some of it out. Yeah, but anyway, back to Dune. So we've hit 100 million already, which is great because it isn't actually out in China, the United States, the United Kingdom, or Australia. And it is expected to do very well in China, the United States, and the UK. Now, I don't know about Australia, but I guess it could also be another one because, like, it does seem that the Anglo countries do like this film quite a lot. It is an American book, I believe, but if we just look at it in a more kind of comparative way, shall we say? So this is going to be the list of top grossing worldwide the entire year. So this isn't even out in England yet, and it's hit 100 million USD in total. Comparatively, it's lagging behind Venom Let There Be Carnage a little bit, but 28 out of the entire world. And just a FYI, I have not actually seen some of these films, like Hi Mom. Maybe I should do more film reviews. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments what you think and if you are interested in more film information, because I do watch a lot of things. Like, I do intend to watch Shang-Chi. I've seen Free Guy, I've seen Quiet Place, I've seen Cruella. I've turned off Jungle Cruise. Raging Fire, I've never heard of either. Chinese Doctor. I should check out this list. I've seen Suicide Squad. I would never see them too. And I've seen Raya the Last Dragon, actually. And it's not a terrible film. And neither is Suicide Squad. But they all have issues. But yeah, I expect this to do really well now because we're 100 million in without being in those massive markets. The Chinese, the US, and the UK markets are massive when it actually comes to cinema going. As we can see with the Bond film. Is that on this list? No, I don't see it. Or is it not called that? Oh, they've just called it No Time to Die. Okay, so No Time to Die has come onto the board straight away. It's only been out a week, hasn't it? No, a bit longer than a week. But it has hit 100 million already. I think Dune's going to knock them out of the water. I'm going to guess roughly that Dune will probably end up here at 600. I think. Because it's going to have such a strong opening. It already is at a strong opening at 28 out of all the films released this year. I mean, I know it's been a bad year because of COVID and everything else, but I think they're being sensible. A 45-day release window in the cinema and then being released online. Some people seem to think that that's going to hurt it. Now, I don't know if Box Office Mojo has the stats combined with online sales in here. So that would be nice if anyone knows where I could get that information from so I could have a look. So that's kind of it for my my comments on Dune. I don't want to spoil it, so I'm just leave it at that. If you do intend to see this film, let me know what you think in the comments. And if there's anything else you're looking forward to seeing, do let me know. And if you want to see a movie breakdown, I could do one of Dune. Let me know in the comments. Yeah, I don't really do this kind of content, so I don't really know what people would want to watch, and or if you didn't care at all. But you can let me know, and we'll maybe do something else. I didn't want to do film reviews because invariably all the films I'd seen when someone told me to start doing that kind of stuff, I thought were terrible. And I was like, I don't want to have a negative channel. I don't want to just moan that everything's bad. And I hate all the new interpretations. You know, Dune is probably the only remake I have seen recently that I think is going to do really well and that is really good. I'm not sure you could class any of them. I mean, I guess these are remakes, but that's not really good for for a multi-million-pound film like Space Jam: A New Legacy. They spent a ridiculous amount of money on that, and it's done really, really bad. Okay, so I'll just leave it at that one. I don't want to ramble on for too long. And if you do want spoilers, I will do a breakdown film. So let me know, and I'll catch you next time.